You may recall the first night I said to you, some of you are saying, that's not the guy on the brochure. I mean, who's this ugly guy? That's not the handsome young man on the brochure. And I went into some detail to tell you about this man, Dr. Bill Flanagan, who started this workshop. He started it in 1977 in Colorado Springs, where he was a pastor. And then he came on board here in 1981 and started offering this twice a year here at St. Andrews. And as you may recall, over 13,000 people have benefited from this wonderful, wonderful ministry, certainly including myself. And there was a group in England. He spread it all over the world. He wrote a book on how to do a divorce recovery ministry in a church, and hundreds of churches across the country have taken this model and have expanded it and tweaked it to meet their client population and have done wonderful work with it. There was a group in England that invited him over for a banquet to honor him for bringing his divorce recovery workshop to the British Isles. And I told you, too, that a few weeks before this workshop was supposed to start, Flan had called me and said he was very seriously ill and would not be able to continue this ministry that's the centerpiece of his ministry in his life as he sees it, and asked me to take over the speaking part of it. Well, the chemo has been helpful to him. It's giving him some extra time, enough that he's able to enjoy some things, and we're really privileged and honored to have Flan come up and say a few words to us.
Thank you. Sometimes life schedules things not the way we plan, right? Anybody here know about that? You don't really know me, but I know you. This is the 57th workshop here at St. Andrews since we began doing this in 1981, and I have missed this terribly. In late August, I was diagnosed with liver cancer, stage 4, and I have been dealing with that reality. Some of you have been through cancer yourselves and know something of that, although every person's pilgrimage and adventure with the disease is different. I did ask John to do this because I knew I didn't have the energy to do it. Because I'm kind of an energetic guy. When I speak, I usually use this whole platform to walk around and so forth. Doing this workshop has been one of the great joys of my life. And just watching people heal, you know, before my very eyes. And you have, I'm sure those of you that are here, how many of you, this is the first time you're here, this is your first workshop. I'm sure that I can say in your behalf that you're in a different place tonight than you were 6 weeks ago. Life is a process, and we learn from life. I'm learning from life. I want to just share quickly 3 things that I'm learning. Stuff that I've known for years. And none of this will surprise you, but you know, sometimes it takes a devastating experience in your life to teach you, if you let it. And divorce is a teacher. I was on the phone, my brother Jim Smoke, you know, the author of the book you've been reading, called yesterday. And I told him I'd be here tonight, and in fact, he's been here on several occasions in the past, and we talked about divorce as a teacher and the gratifying experience that's been mine to have been a part of this ministry and have you teach me. 3 things I'm learning that I would share with you that I think are applicable whether you've got a disease or not. Number one is to have a positive attitude. Hard to be positive about divorce because there's not much positive about divorce unless you understand that growing through the experience is an option, is it not? That's the book title. You can go through it or you can grow through it. And I've chosen to be positive. I've chosen not to complain and gripe about why me and, you know, we all have stuff to complain about, don't we? But when it comes right down to it, who cares? Who cares about your complaints? And it's just better to to be positive, to have a positive attitude, to see the good. I'll tell you, one of the good things about cancer for me has been the emails and the cards that I've gotten. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, probably close to half, have been from graduates of this workshop, both here in Colorado and England and here at St. Andrews. And what a glorious experience it's been to be able to know that your life has had significance and meaning in the life of someone else. That's what it's about. It's really what it's about. So have a positive attitude. Number two, live one day at a time. Now, John probably talked about that. He has my notes, and I think it's just really important. We all know that, don't we? But do we live that way? I am learning to live that way because I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I do. I don't know when. But, you know, my oncologist says I should plan my life at least through the first of the year. Well, that's encouraging. But I take one day at a time. And it's so true that, you know, yesterday's gone. It's over. It's gone. You can't go back to it. Can't do anything about it. You can't change it. Yesterday is yesterday, and it's gone. And tomorrow, you didn't hear yet. You can't live in tomorrow. You can only live when? Now, right now. Right now is the moment you live in your life, and you try to make the most of that day, that hour, that experience that you're living right now. So what is it right now that you're doing that's going to make the tomorrows a better tomorrow for you? And coming to this workshop is a step in that direction. That's what we're here to do, to talk to you about some realities and truths that I believe will make tomorrow a better experience for you. And then third and finally is the spiritual dimension of my life. Keeping my account with God and knowing that God has claimed my life for a purpose. And you know, I did the funeral of a dear friend right before my own cancer was announced. I knew about it, but nobody else did. And I discovered, you know, in that I was able to kind of do my own funeral. I'm a pastor, so I was officiating at this funeral for this dear, dear friend, and it caused me to reflect on my life and my walk with God, and to know that God has claimed my life for a reason and for a purpose. Dear friends, we're all terminal. We're all terminal. And it's good to know the brevity of life, and then when it kind of closes in on you and you realize, you know, some real hard to accept truths, you begin to think, you know, in different ways. You can get mad at God, you can get mad at the world, you can get mad at circumstances, which doesn't really help very much. But I found in drawing near to Christ, that sustains my days. And, you know, I'm going to be healed. I'm going to be healed either on this side of heaven or the other side of heaven. I'm not sure just which. The doctors say that I'm going to die of this. And, you know, that's all right, because I am in the hands of a loving God. And thankfully, my disease has given me the chance to express myself like I'm doing now, to be able to write letters, to be able to share with family, to be able to, through the miracle of chemotherapy, which gratefully I've responded pretty well to, although it's no fun. Anybody here been through chemo? You know it's not fun. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have been a part of this ministry. I will always be a part of this ministry. I'd love to think that I'll come here in February. I don't know that I'll come here in February, but that's okay. I hope you'll, if you're not here in February yourself, you will take that brochure that'll be mailed to you or emailed to you and invite somebody else.